Thank you for that. Wow, what an amazing way to start our work. Ooh, now I'm taking it back out. Our worship this morning. Thank you so much to our very own Polymnia Ensemble, and we are so excited to welcome the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fairfax's Revolution Ringers today to give us amazing surround sound. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning, friends. Good morning, and happy May. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Arlington. My name is Lila Vizard, and I am a grateful member of our Board of Trustees. Today is Sunday, May 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And whether this is your first time joining us or this is your regular Sunday destination, both here and online, we are so glad that you are here. UUCA is a church of radical love and acceptance. We are a community of all backgrounds, races, genders, sexual orientations, abilities, and disabilities, both seen and unseen. We welcome you to bring your whole self into this community. At UUCA, we encourage people to come for community, find inspiration, and live with purpose. This is the first Sunday of May, which means we have a new Share the Plate recipient. This month, not only will we be sharing our offering with Alive, they will be collecting personal care items all month long. You can find more information in your order of service. Please take some time to read all about this effort. We are also joined today by members of the national staff of the Unitarian Universalist Association and members of the UUA President's Council. The President's Council is a body of lay people and religious professionals dedicated to the stewardship of our Unitarian Universalist tradition and its ministry in the world. Some of our faith's most committed volunteers and donors. Staff and leaders live all over the country and have traveled to DC for the President's Council annual meeting. This past week, last night, the UUA hosted this cluster event for DC area congregations, and this morning they have joined UUCA for worship. I would ask that they stand up or raise a hand so that we can give you our most welcomed UUA greeting this morning. They could have selected any church in the DMV to visit, and they chose to come to us, and we are very grateful for that. Now take a deep breath as we join together in worship.
Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
Hello, church.
Hello, preacher.
That's the best. Hello, preacher.
You gonna preach for us?
In a little bit. Not right this second, in a little bit.
I'm ready.
Hello and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Arlington, Virginia. I'm Reverend Carol Sissel. I serve this body of folks as the Minister for Social Justice and Community Development. I do not serve alone. It takes a team to do what we do, not just on Sunday mornings, but to serve this congregation as a whole. I serve, my colleague, Reverend Amanda Poppy serves. We have a music director, Jen, who's not with us today, because we are surrounded by bells. So we have Ken's bells are here, and then we have someone else. Hold on one second, because I need to get this right. Sorry. No, don't say it. I already walked back here for the piece of paper. You could have said, oh, Rev Carol, Gina. Gina Wells is the director of the Revolutionary Ringers, and we're really glad to have all of these bells with us this morning. What I would love you to do is take a moment to welcome each other to this space and to worship this morning. Please stand up, say hello to someone you came with, make a new friend, share welcome. I know you're enjoying that conversation. Please continue that when you are together for coffee and refreshments after service. Our call to worship this morning is called Who You Are Enriches Us All. It was written by my colleague, Reverend Monica Jacobson Tennyson. She's an ordained UU minister that currently lives in Washington State. I got this piece in particular because Monasta's ministry is grounded in gratitude, in awe, in generosity, and deeply grounded in joy. So I thought I would bring this and share it with you all. Welcome. What you are, who you are, what you bring enriches us all. Welcome to your joy, your hope, your pride. We say welcome to your grief, to your fear, to your anger, and the parts of you that you are not quite ready for us to see or to hear about. We welcome them as well. We here are people of faith. Faith in our expansive welcome, faith in our ability to grow, faith in the precious gift of our truths, faith in the promise of trying, of learning, of changing together, faith in our capacity to know ourselves and to want to know each other deeply. Welcome. Welcome to you who are gay, straight, bi, pan, lesbian, queer, questioning. Maybe you are unable to be contained by a single word at all. Welcome. Welcome to you who are trans, who are cis, who are gender queer, who are non-binary, intersex, agender. Maybe you are beyond words. We welcome you too. We welcome all who are human and humane. We welcome all to be loved and to love. We welcome you because you are a blessing. All of you is a blessing. Come in, be welcomed, and let us worship together this morning.
Each week, we light a candle of compassion in solidarity with those around the world, across the country, who are experiencing loss, loneliness, violence. We stand in solidarity and care with those experiencing war around the world, violence in our own neighborhoods, or in their homes. Sometimes, we also get to light a candle in celebration. And today, as a queer graduate of a United Methodist seminary, I am particularly proud to share that our United Methodist siblings in the last week at their general conference voted to remove the incompatibility clause and the harmful language and ideas behind it so that queer clergy, queer families, queer people are fully welcomed within the United Methodist Church in the United States. We light our candle even as we know that queer and trans people across the country continue to find it difficult to move and live freely in many places, we also celebrate the moments of inclusion and beauty. And along with our sibling Unitarian Universalist congregations, we light a chalice each morning. I wonder if there is a younger person who could help Rev CTC light the chalice this morning. How about right over there? Oh, both of you, because Rev CTC just might need extra help this morning, I'm guessing.
So yes, come on.
Come right on up. Oh, and sparkly leggings to boot.
Oh,
I'm
my
into
goodness.
it.
Wait, girl, where'd you get them pants?
Will you all help us to light the chalice as well? The words are in
together?
your order of service.
Can you hold this with her?
We gather together as a community of memory and hope to celebrate life and its infinite possibilities for love.
Okay.
We light this chalice as a symbol of the light within every human heart.
Lord.
May our individual sparks meet and merge, bringing both light and warmth to the world. Thank you so much. So some good helpers for FCTC.
Excellent helpers.
Excellent helpers.
Excellent helpers.
Our opening reading this morning comes from Gareth Gwynn and his book, Building Bridges in a Polarized World. This excerpt is You Are Us. The polarities of personality often present as victim and oppressor, the haves and the have-nots, rights and wrongs, and other seemingly persistent divisions in our society. These polarities are not the source of this tension, but when we relate to them through a reactionary state of operation, we can easily divide ourselves along those lines, us and them, the familiar and the other. When we don't own our own wholeness, when we identify too much with something other than our core worth, we collapse into one pole, as in being with or against others. This othering process is myopic in that it doesn't consider that our own wholeness is dependent on reclaiming the alternate pole, the person we think we are not, the other within us. When we can relate with each pole from a place of responsiveness, where we stand in recognition of our innate wholeness, the experience of polarity can be one of expansion, flow, contrast, and generative transformation rather than division. Once we reckon with the paradox of how the perceived other is both distinct and a direct reflection of us, we see ourselves in that mirror. We see everyone and everything as reflecting an aspect of ourselves that we get to reclaim. Those we might have judged become guideposts for our own liberation. Our triggers become welcomed signs that we have rejected something inside us. The idea that you are either with us or against us is a limiting lens that perpetuates humanity's suffering. The recognition that you are us, that everyone is us, allows our self-love to humanize others into belonging. I invite you now to join in body or in spirit, all of us, and join in singing our opening hymn, number 113 in your gray hymnal. We will sing verses 1, 2, and 3.
New members?
Here we are.
Yeah. Are we going to share?
Yeah.
Okay, we should share, because I don't have these words.
That's why. That's good that we're
That's
sharing
good.
then. That's
yeah,
good.
We're going to share. Today we are welcoming new members to our community, to our tribe. They are entering this collective with hope and possibility in their hearts, promising to participate in and to support the ministries of this church. Will the new members please come forward to the chancel?
Come right on up. Right. Just like splay yourselves out. Beautiful. Joining them on the chancel is Nicole Haley, our Congregational Engagement Manager.
Nice to see you, Nicole.
Now in her second round of new member welcoming, and so an old pro
I guess
at
I should
this
come
time.
over here. Okay, I'll come over here where the words are.
I want to introduce these new members to you, and so as I share their names, will you give a wave so that people can welcome you? Hold your applause, though, or we're going to be here for a long time. Okay, we'll cheer at the end, I promise. We are so pleased to welcome Gunnar Johansson, Laura Brookover, Melissa Light, Lindsay Tepleski, Zeke Sabert, and Jesse Horn.
Today, each...
Well, it's what it was a fair. That's fine. That's good. That's good. That's fine.
Today, each of you has chosen to embrace the spirit of love, welcome, and understanding that flows through this community. It's my hope that UUCA becomes a beacon of light that illuminates your pathways through life. We all welcome you to this collective, and we join you in this faith.
Ours is a free church. We have no creeds. Know that you are encouraged to bring your ideas and beliefs to this community to share with others. We invite you to join with us in the religious search for meaning and purpose in life, informed by our individual beliefs and the traditions of Unitarian Universalism.
Will the members of the congregation please rise in body or spirit and respond in this call and response method? You will repeat after me. We welcome you, as once we were welcomed ourselves. We seek to be open and inclusive and will respect your inherent dignity, your ideas, and your vision. In times when it is easy, and in times when it is difficult.
New members, will you repeat after me? We join this church freely and willingly. We accept your welcome and support with gratitude. Thank you for reaching out to us. With both open hearts and open minds.
With both open hearts and open minds. This part.
Knowing that we may not always live up to our ideals, we ask that you recognize our humanity. And when we fall short, we invite you to stay in relationship with us and help us continue to carry the spirit of love.
And one last part for the congregation. Repeat after me. We welcome you as equal members of this congregation, of this faith, and as partners on our shared journey.
I believe that Nicole has some lovely gifts for you.
Yes.
And as she offers those, now you may be seated, but in doing so, you may also celebrate with Wild Abandon.
I'm going to go behind you. At coffee hour, you should ask them what's in the bag.
So good to have you. Welcome officially. Welcome.
Welcome.
So glad to have you. Welcome, Gunnar.
Welcome. 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 Wisdom lesson?
That's special thank you to Jeff, who is playing the piano and accompanying this morning,
Yes.
and who just always knows exactly when a little music would be right. Thank you so much, Jeff, and Cindy and Victor, who are singing. Ready?
Yeah, right.
Come down.
So one of the most fun things we get to do, oh, they're ready. Oh, my goodness.
I know. That's why I'm trying to corral them, because we're sitting
'Cause
here, right?
Well, yeah, but there's other people sitting there, so.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll sit
Yeah,
on the floor.
they could sit
Just
right
sit on
there.
the floor. Here, come here, because we're going to look at the photo.
So we're going to have a story about a duck. Would you like to hold the duck, T? Thank you so much. And a rabbit. Okay. You hold the duck and the rabbit together, like, okay. That's all there is, T. There's just one duck and one rabbit. Yes, you guys can go back down there. Quack, quack. Bunny, bunny, bunny. So, if you're here most Sundays, and I know you all are here every Sunday, you don't normally see this large thing on the chancel. But the beauty of the large monitor on the chancel is you get to see the story too, not just me trying to hold a book up and show it to everyone. So with no further ado, I give you Duck and Rabbit. Duck, rabbit. Hey, look, a duck. That's not a duck, that's a rabbit. Are you kidding me? That's totally a duck. It's for sure a rabbit. See, there's his bill. What are you talking about, silly? Those are his ears. No, it's a duck. And he's about to eat a piece of bread. It's a duck. Wait a minute. It's a rabbit. What's he about to eat? Carrot. That's right. He's about to eat a carrot. Okay, wait. Listen. Shh, listen. Do you hear that? Quack, quack, quack. Do you hear that? I think I hear duck sounds. Can you all make duck sounds? Quack, 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 quack. Thank you. Wait a minute. Shh, wait. I think I distinctly hear rabbit sounds. Can you sniff like rabbits? Wiggle your noses a little like bunnies do? Yes. Oh, but wait. Now the duck is wading through a swamp. That's a rabbit hiding in the grass. It's no swamp. Oh, look. See that duck? It's flying. Flying? No, that's a rabbit that's hopping up and down. Oh, wait, look now. The duck is so hot, he's getting a drink. No, he's swimming, yeah. But wait, no, the rabbit is so hot, he's cooling his ears off in the water. Let's look at that duck through my binoculars. Sorry, still a rabbit. Here, ducky, 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 ducky. Here, you cute little rabbit, you bunny. Oh, great. Now we scared them both away. Well, I didn't scare him away. You scared him away. I didn't scare him away. You scared him away. Wait a second. Well, maybe you were right. Maybe it was a rabbit. The thing is, now I'm thinking it actually was a duck. Well, what do you want to do now? I don't know. What do you want to do now? Hey, look, it's an anteater. That's no anteater. That's a brachiosaurus. So duck or rabbit, what do you guys think? Rabbit, duck, rabbit, rabbit, duck, rabbit. This seems, okay, it's gotten very political up here. Let's just bring it down a notch. Bring it down.
It was a rabbit because
So why is it a rabbit?
duck's beaks aren't as that long.
You don't think, I don't know, T. That duck that T's got's got a pretty long beak. But I don't know, I was thinking,
It was like this.
can I borrow the bunny? I was thinking it was a rabbit at first because of the ears. Like I thought that was the dead giveaway. But no.
I think it's
A magical creature.
I think it's half duck, half rabbit.
Half duck, half rabbit.
It could be a bee.
So maybe the question is this, guys. Does it matter if it's a duck or if it's a rabbit?
Maybe.
No. Could it be both?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a rabbit. It's a rabbit.
It could be both. It could be a rabbit duck. Yes. Thank you for listening to the story. I think we were 50-50 duck rabbit. We're going to sing you out to your classes now. Thank you, T. Whack, whack. Whack, 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 whack. Peace to you on your way. May you grow in love each day. Meeting new friends and opening your minds to the wonders of the world you will find. To the wonders of the world you will find. Let's take a moment and move deeper into our time together, deeper into worship. I invite you all to take a breath in and let that breath out. And perhaps take another breath in and let that breath out. And let yourself be here. No place else. Let yourself rest here in this space with these people. I have a short prayer for you today, and then we're going to have a time of musical meditation after the prayer. O Spirit, O source of love and light, times are challenging. Draw near and help me through this day. Source of sources, when I feel overwhelmed, help me breathe in perspective and gain control of my feelings. When I lose focus and I can't decide what to do, oh, Source, help me breathe in patience and allow me to concentrate a bit. You who move around us, live within us, and work through us, when the pressure begins to build, help us recognize the stress, name it, and then release it without blowing up or blowing others up. Oh, source of sources, that which moves around us, when all I see is my own inadequacy, please help me. Remind me of the gifts and the skills I hold and the ability and the joy I can bring to the world. Amen. Ashe. Blessed be.
Here at UUCA, we offer not just our gifts of presence and our gifts of music, but also our gifts of resources, which we share with the neighborhood around us. We give 70% of all that is collected on Sunday morning to an organization whose values resonate with and expand our own. This month, we are sharing with Alive, which serves people in the Alexandria area, right close to Arlington, who are low income and who are seeking support as they move themselves out of poverty. UUCA has been working with Alive since 1990, providing people with critical essentials like food and shelter. As you heard from Lila, in addition to sharing from the collection, we are also taking a collection of personal hygiene items to support Alive's work and the clients that they work with. I encourage you to learn more about Alive in your order of service and all that they do in Alexandria and surrounding. And I encourage you to give generously to their work and to the ongoing mission of the congregation. You can give in all the usual ways, cash and check and QR codes aplenty, which you'll find in your order of service. We are grateful for your gifts and for the gifts of music, and grateful to Ken, who is going to share, I think, a little bit before this piece. As he does that, I just want to note that I learned recently, Ken has been with us here for just over a decade or so. Is that about right? However, but no, wait. Because serving many congregations, Ken is in his 49th year of directing handbells in churches around the area. So I just... Ken.
Thank you, I think. The Unitarian Universalist theme for the month of May is pluralism, which by one definition is a political philosophy holding that people of different beliefs, backgrounds, and lifestyles can coexist in the same society. As the world struggles to achieve this peaceful coexistence, our handbell ensemble with 24 ringers and director included, unique individuals, and I mentioned before, my Plymouth would kind of say that this director may be a unique individual, hopefully. Anyway, we've come together to demonstrate the philosophy musically. Our offertory music united was skillfully written for two handbell ensembles. Each part can stand alone, but together becomes so much more. As you listen, you will hear the melodic lines interplay between the two groups, and in the center section, more reflective section, they come together in unison before going back to this interplay and ending with a very exciting in unison ending. United.
you so much for that piece. I think at 9:15 I said I felt like I was watching a tennis match, but this time I actually watched Ken, which was yet more, that's a lot of coordination, Ken. Whew. I invite you, as our ushers come forward, to join in the words to bless this offering, which are found in our order of service. We bless and receive these gifts, opening our hearts to true generosity. Let us be grateful when we give, be it time, talent, or treasure. Let us be grateful for our needs and the experience of vulnerability. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts to nurture this congregation. Thank you, ushers.
Our second reading this morning is by the poet Maya Angelou. This is called Human Family. I note the obvious differences in the human family. Some of us are serious. Some thrive on comedy.
Some declare their lives are lived as true profundity, and others claim they really live the real reality.
The variety of our skin tones can confuse, bemuse, delight. Brown and pink and beige and purple, tan and blue and white.
I've sailed upon the seven seas and stopped in every land. I've seen the wonders of the world, not yet one common man.
I know 10,000 women called Jane and Mary Jane, but I've never seen any two who are really quite the same.
Mirror twins are different, although their features jibe, and lovers think quite different thoughts while lying side by side.
We love and lose in China. We weep on England's moors. We laugh and moan in Guinea and thrive on Spanish shores.
We seek success in Finland, are born and die in Maine. In minor ways we differ. In major, we're the same.
I note the obvious differences between each sort, each type. But we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike.
We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike.
We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. Yes, we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. So we are, as a congregation, part of what's called a subscription service. And we have a different theme each month. That subscription service is called Soul Matters, and we get a lovely little packet that has readings and sermon feeder and things that help us sort of get going on a topic. We get it well ahead of time of the month we're going to be talking about. So we have a practice of writing pithy sermon blurbs to go in the newsletter. So I wrote a really pithy sermon blurb about pluralism. I was very excited when I wrote that blurb. I was sure that's what I was going to preach about. And then sometime last week it changed. So I'm going to talk about pluralism, but the specific direction that this sermon has decided to go into, because often they decide on their own, don't match the blurb that you read on Thursday when the newsletter came out. So if you have that in your frontal lobe, release it. Think that it was lovely writing and let it go on about its business. Instead, what I really want to talk about is a friendship of a sorts. I think the question really is, why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why is it so hard for us to put aside differences and find a way to come together? One of my second gigs as a UU minister is serving as the vice president of a group called Drum. I'm the second vice president, and I'm on their steering committee. Now, if you don't know what Drum is, this is what it stands for: Diverse, Revolutionary, Unitarian, Universalist, Multicultural Ministry. That's a lot of words, kind of like Carol Thomas Sissel. That's why I'm Rev CTC. That's why Drum is Drum. But it's important that you know what Drum does. Drum is the oldest and the largest Unitarian Universalist people of color ministry. It's an anti-racist community organization that's based primarily here in North America. It is its own 501c3 collective. It's affiliated with the UUA, the Unitarian Universalist Association. The collective that is Drum is supported by individuals who self-identify as people of color. It's also completely sourced and supported by volunteers, except for a very few paid staff. Drum continues to focus on two clear objectives. They want to move our faith, Unitarian Universalism, towards becoming an anti-racist, anti-oppressive, multicultural, Unitarian Universalist association. The second goal is, while doing that, while taking those steps to move us forward, is to create safe, sustainable spaces that nurture and care for our youth, young adults, and our families of color in this faith. If you ever want to know anything else about Drum, send me an email, give me a call. I'm happy to talk some more about it. But I had to share that with you because it feeds into the first story I want to share with you. Recently, with my Drum hat firmly in place, I was in the process of interviewing these beautiful, almost baby UU ministers. It is really hard to get an internship or a fellowship with an organization that is primarily staffed by people of color in Unitarian Universalism. So Drum has added 2 opportunities to our core that we will give to people who are in the process of becoming UU ministers. They're on the pathway. So we were interviewing these lovely folks who want to be a fellow or an intern. And I thought they would ask a lot of questions. I expected that. I didn't expect them to ask me so many sort of personal questions. And I didn't think they really would want to know much about mine and Rev Amanda's relationship, as it seems that they do. So they started with these kind of questions. Why are you a minister? I was like, okay, I can do this. Well, I'm not fit to do anything else at this point, and I love my job. Do you still love it, Rev CTC? Well, yes, about 86.2% of the time. I do love it a lot. Yep. How long before you retire? Well, that's none of your business. And actually, my job is not going to be your next job, so what's your next question? Is it everything you wanted? Everything you thought it would be? Is ministry everything you hoped it would be, Rev CTC? And at that one, I had to stop and think and simply tell the truth. It is all those things and more than I could possibly put into words. And then there were some rapid fire questions. Well, what is it like working with Rev Poppy? You know, you all seem very, very different in personality. What's it like working with her? How do you do that? I was like, well, she's really nice. I think we get along really well. We like Sunday mornings together. Mm-hmm. I think, though, honestly, if I had to use one word, it would be that great Mary Poppins word. It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious to work with Amanda. That was enough for the first 2 candidates that I talked to. But that third one, just a little bit too curious about this existence that we have. No, Rev CT, what's it really like to work with Rev Amanda? So basically, this is what I had to tell them, and I decided when I was redoing this sermon that I wanted to share this with you. Almost 3 years ago, this is my third year with you all, Rev. Amanda and I gave the first of what have become sort of joint sermons. Now, I need to be clear, we don't write sermons together. We don't sit up all night on Zoom and compare notes and quotes. We don't trade funny or sad stories about whatever the subject is that we have settled upon. And on Thursday morning, we certainly never bring in a few paragraphs of our work, what we have written, and look at the other person's and are like, are we on the right track? Is this going to be really good? That never happens. We've never pulled the equivalent of a college all-nighter, struggling to put our thoughts together before we bring them here to the chancel. We don't do any of those things. We honestly don't spend a great deal of time talking to each other about what the topic is we've chosen before we bring it to the collective on Sunday morning. Why not? This person asked me. Well, it's because you're colleagues, right? I said, nope. Because you're both bound by the UUMA guidelines for the conduct of ministry. I said, nope, that's not it. No, it's because she, Rev. Amanda, well, she's the senior minister and is the boss of you, the Minister of Social Justice and Community Development. I said, no, it's never because she's the boss of me. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. What I told them is we don't spend a lot of time talking about the services we share, or actually the services we may just support each other in, because we act as each other's worship associates. No, the reason we don't do that and have to be in deep theological engagement all the time is because we trust each other. Because we fundamentally trust each other. As different as we are, which you can absolutely see just from how we're both dressed this morning, as different as our styles are, as different as our theologies are, we don't have to spend a lot of time talking about what we want to share and bring because we categorically trust each other. We have a set meeting about once a week to talk about worship, and then we go about the business of doing it. Oh, no, she said, it's because you're friends. That's why it's so easy right now. And I stopped, and I thought about it for almost a whole minute, which on Zoom is an eternity. No, we trust each other. We have each other's best interest at heart. We want to craft worship and build a community that is based on, grounded in, everyone belonging. And we are not always in sync because we're very different people, but we are always rooted in kindness. You see, ministry is like that. It's often rooted in kindness. In one of our very first sermons, which was not about pluralism, Amanda said something like this: we are building this for something. And in the same way that it's true for our colleagues that serve other congregations, our relationship is built for something. We are at practice being in relationship for something. It's for the mission of the congregation. We also take time to notice that we are not the same, that there are ways we are different, and yet we still find the center, that place where we can celebrate how we're different, that place where we can honor what's not the same about us, that place where we figure out, wait a minute, there's some pluralism here. Mm-hmm. You're not exactly like me, I'm not exactly like you, and that's not just okay, that's fantastic. Let's see what we're going to do in the middle of that space where we're different, but we still coexist together. And isn't that the whole point? Isn't that exactly what we're all supposed to do? Is note our differences, see them for exactly what they are, and then go about the business of building the beloved community anyway. That is really pluralism. We are different in every way imaginable, you people in this room, and if you're watching online. Physically, emotionally, philosophically, financially, theologically, religiously. But still, we have to figure out a way to have common ground and cherish that common ground together. In thinking about how me and Amanda get along, my brain went to another story. Years ago, I met a guy at an airport. I'll call him John. We were sitting at the gate waiting to board a plane to Seattle. I was headed towards a long-awaited vacation in the glorious Pacific Northwest. I was excited. I was ready to talk about everything I would see in Seattle, about the ferries I was going to ride, about the starfish I hoped I would see. He was not so excited. He was willing, though, to engage in conversation with me. We fell into a talk about travel. We agreed we both hated to wait in long lines. We found out that we shared the joy of trying new foods and meeting new people, me a little more than he did. He asked me my favorite travel story, and I told him about a family trip that I had taken to the Oregon coast, about discovering tide pools with starfish as big as my hand, about visiting my very first lighthouse. He shared a memory of visiting the markets in Istanbul, recalling the smell of spices and bartering with the merchant to buy this amazing blue rug for his wife. When I asked him, as people do, "What do you do for a living?" He paused for a moment and he said, "I'm in the Navy. I've served my country for 16 years. And then he said to me, actually, I'm a Navy SEAL. Some people might think I'm a bit of a badass. What do you do?" I lifted the book I had been reading from my lap, hiding in a Time magazine, and showed him the cover, Preaching Killer Sermons. He laughed. He looked at the book, he looked at me, he looked at the book, he looked at me, and he said these words, "Well, damn, you're the real badass." It takes a special kind of person to do that job that you do. I nodded a little bit in agreement. I liked being thought of as a badass.
Not bad. That's right.
You're not the boss of me.
No.
We chatted a bit more and then said goodbye. We boarded the flight and went to our respective seats. Navy SEAL, minister. We couldn't have been more different on so many levels, but both badasses, right? Our jobs have one thing that actually is pretty much alike. We take our smarts and our strength and our willingness to march head on and go into impossible situations. We're the ones that are called for special missions and deep, thoughtful meetings. We use intense courage when we're ministers or Navy SEALs. It's a tough and challenging sort of role to be in. It also means we have to figure out how to handle difference, how to fill the container with enough care, love, and kindness that we can get through differences. Both badasses. Both jobs, though, that need a team on their side. Like ministry, being a Navy SEAL means you're part of a team all the time and you never leave anyone on the field of engagement. What we do means we have to put mind, body, and heart together every single day. And it's not always perfect, and it's not always beautiful. But it works because we're all part of some sort of team that intentionally has chosen to be together. Pluralism will call you into that same sort of team mentality. You don't have to believe what someone else believes. You don't have to like their coffee. You can have decaf. You don't have to teach RE. You can only teach maybe something else about politics. But what you do have to do is stay in the game. Be willing to be in this careful, safe container we've built and let people talk about what they need to talk about. I think ultimately, what we do is make decisions with the best interests of the team in mind. Our pluralism shows up in this collective, in this congregation, by being willing to stay in the game, by being willing to be together through thick and thin, by bringing our best selves, not our perfect selves, not our same selves, to this container, this community, and helping each other to see their best selves too. I have one final story I'll share with you that's sort of about how me and Amanda are more alike than we think sometimes. There was one Sunday when we came in and we got dressed and we put our stoles on and we came onto the chancel, did the whole service, separated between services, went to our offices, did the second service. And as we went back to our offices after the second one and unzipped our robes and opened them up, we had on exactly the same dress. The same blue, slightly stretchy, because we have those kind of figures, dress. We are more alike than we are unalike. Every single day. If you ever want to see a picture of us in those look-alike dresses, it's on Facebook.
As you're willing and able, please rise in body or spirit and open your teal hymnals to number 1020, Wo Ya Ya.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough when we get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Wo ya ya, wo ya ya, wo ya ya, wo ya ya. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Wo ya ya, 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 wo ya ya.
Will you join me in our chalice extinguishing words found in your order of service? We extinguish this chalice, but not the light and warmth it represents. These we carry with us, bringing our sparks of love to the world.
Leave this place knowing the person to the right of you and to the left of you wants to be in relationship with you. Knowing you get to make mistakes and start all over again. Leave this place knowing you are loved, you are held. You can bring joy to any and all situations, and we want you to. Leave this place knowing, most importantly of all, you are never on this journey alone. Leave this place knowing these things, carry it into the week, and bring joy to the world.